Welcome back to tutorials on modding Battle for Bikini Bottom. Last time we left off, we did textures. Without further ado, let's get into the more fun stuff like animation swapping. That's what we'll do today. So, to start off, we're going to want to make sure we get the boot folder extracted, which I believe we did last time, so we might not have to do that. If we go to our... which one is this? This is our boot hips and hops. Okay, so we do actually have that already set up. If you don't have this set up, watch the other videos leading up to this. They're really helpful and you'll understand it a lot better. Try not to skip around too much. I do have new video editing software, so I might do some more edits on this, make it faster pace, maybe do some other stuff to it. We'll see. So basically the way animation swapping and most swapping in this game works is you're taking a file that is smaller than another file, and you're just renaming it. They're the same file type, and you're just literally swapping its place. And I'll give you an example. So we're going to do a modification to SpongeBob's spatula grab animation. So you want to open up the folder, and if you don't have it already sorted by type, make sure you right click, sort by type, ascending. It really helps you find the .anim files, which is the animation files. So we're going to look for SpongeBob spatula grab, I believe it's called. And here it is. So SpongeBob spatula grab is actually a really big animation file taking up 70 kilobytes, meaning that any other animation in the game can actually be swapped in for it. Because once again, the way this works, you can only take smaller files and swap them in for bigger files. So we're going to swap in one of SpongeBob's animations that lasts a little bit longer, one of his bigger ones. His defeated animations last very long, actually. We're going to do this one, defeated 02, we're going to swap in for his spatula one. So to do that, just simply copy this, and it actually helps a lot if you do this, right click the modded ones and open in a new folder. It helps a lot if you do it like this, where you look for the one that you want to replace it with. So we're going to do defeated 02, and you copy it and you paste it. And then you find what you want to swap with, so we're going to swap spatula, which is right over here. You copy the name of it by double clicking and then waiting a little bit, and then you paste it in to there. And now basically, this is the animation for defeated 2, but we renamed it to spatula grab. So when we do the whole merging thing, it's actually going to take this and it's going to replace this. It's going to update it with this. So now when he grabs the spatula, he's going to be doing the defeated 2 animation, and when you are defeated, he's still going to do defeated 2, because we're not replacing defeated 2. We're not doing a full swap. It's not like now when he gets defeated, he'll grab a spatula. The defeated one is replacing the spatula grab, but the spatula grab is not replacing the defeated one, and it actually can't, because it's the biggest animation in SpongeBob. It can't actually replace any of his other animations, sadly. Now, animations are weird, okay? I'm going to show you a quick compile of this and how it works, but then I'm going to talk a little bit more about animations. So just in case you forgot, quick BMS re-import. And you need to... oh, this is my mod. So you need to actually go to your SpongeBob scripts, I believe, yeah. And then you want to choose the hop thing. It's been a while since I've done this, actually. And then you want to go to the thing you want to send it into, which in my case would be under game files, and then the boot hip. And then we want to do hips and hops, modded hips, and this will re-import, and you'll see we have a successful re-import. It did actually put the animation swap in, so now we can just start up battle and see if it works. Now that we're actually in the game, let's grab the spatula and see what his animation is. There you go. It's no longer the normal spatula animation, and actually because the animation ends sooner, you can break out of the whole spatula grab thing a lot sooner. If we go back to our modded ones here, any animation in the game, and this is kind of weird, but any animation in the game can replace any other animation file, meaning that even if I wasn't just working with SpongeBob's animation, I could take an animation of like a Sleepy Time robot and put it into SpongeBob. And as a result, his skeleton would actually try and mold to that shape, which is kind of weird. And I could show you that with the hub actually. So if I go to our hub files now, if I open up hips and hops and I go to our modded hips here and our fresh hips here, we're gonna have to sort these, I think. Oh, they are sorted already, okay. Look for the .animation files, which are usually at the top. That's right, they're in the hops, my bad. So the .animation files are all here, but what I'm trying to say though is that Bubble Buddy Attacked, that takes up 20 kilobytes, could replace Bubble Buddy Idle, because it's a Bubble Buddy animation, but it could also replace Patrick Idle pants, when Patrick's pants full. They could also replace Patrick NPC hit norm. They could replace Patrick talk mouth closed, Patrick talk mouth open, Plankton hit. It could replace any of those. Bubble Buddy's animation can be put into any thing on the game at all. It's not guaranteed to look good or funny. You kind of have to try it out, and I tend to notice that characters of the same size have better swaps. So if you swap Plankton with Patrick, it won't be that funny because Patrick's skeleton is so much bigger than Plankton's, but a swap like Bubble Buddy with Patrick might actually be a lot better. So let's try it out. Let's take Bubble Buddy's idle animation, and we're gonna replace maybe one of Patrick's animations. Maybe hit norm. That's probably hit norm is probably when you hit Patrick, I would guess, based on the name of the other ones. So we're gonna replace Bubble Buddy's, is that his extra idle, I think? His extra idle with Patrick being hit, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so we're back in the game now. Let's see what happens when we hit Patrick. For those of you who don't know, Patrick usually just rolls when you hit him, but let's see what happens now. And as you see, it's not quite good, but you can swap animations with other characters. It comes out a little demonic, but sometimes it's really funny. You really have to play around with it, because you could really just hit or miss with this. A lot of the times it can be really funny, but I'd say Bubble Buddy's skeleton doesn't really, I mean the feet probably match well, but like most of the skeleton doesn't quite line up. And you can do animation swaps from anything, even moving platforms. Like if I do this, these moving platforms are animations as well. Like you could swap animations, which is pretty cool. Somebody actually requested that I do animation swaps with cross games, so between Battle for Bikini Bottom and SpongeBob the movie. So I'm gonna go over that too, just because it's a really cool thing that you can do because of the way animations work in the game, where it's just simply like coordinates for the skeleton. You know, there's nothing really more to it. You can switch between the games. So any animation in the movie and any animation in battle are fair game to cross over. So let's kind of go over that now. I'm gonna go to the boot hips though, where we have his SpongeBob's animation, and I'm gonna open up another folder I happen to have. This is my my iOS mod that Shift often plays in stream, but I also have all the TSSM files here. So these are the TSSM files, and every character is nicely placed out in different folders, I believe. But I think I exported it. Here it is. The TSSM boot file is right here. So we're gonna open that up, and in here we have a few animation files. Is it the boot we want though? I believe it's PLSB at Player SpongeBob. So to get these files yourself, you're gonna actually just need to do what I did in the first video, where you export the ROM for TSSM, and you're gonna want to look for the file called PLSB, and I think there's PLSB, PL Patrick, whatever those initials are. But these are all of SpongeBob's animations, and what's really cool about this is you can actually see that these are about the same size across. Now a lot of these A lot of the TSSM ones are actually bigger because it was a newer game, and I guess they tried to make the attacks nicer. But one of my favorite ones, though, is that the SpongeBob Karate Chop animation is smaller than SpongeBob's Bubble Spin, which is pretty awesome, actually. So we go over to Bubble Bash Attack? No. I don't quite remember the name of it. I think it's Spin, yeah. Here it is. This one's 12 and this one's 11. If you've watched my mod before, the newest version of it, you'll know that I actually did do this model swap before. But now I want to show you guys how to do it. You can even put in SpongeBob's Brave Run. Whatever you want, you can take, as long as it's smaller. So we're going to take Karate Chop and we're going to put it in there. Now we're just going to rename it to the Spin. So SpongeBob Bubble Spin. Here it is. Okay, so just take the Karate Chop animation, do that, and we're gonna do another re-import. I'll see you in the game, actually. Alright, so we're in the game now, and this is the moment of truth. When we use the Bubble Spin, it is actually the Karate Chop now. But as for that, that's really it for animation swapping. Model swapping, probably the next thing I do. And then, you know, we'll get into NPCs and like manipulating them and other stuff. So, thanks for watching.